Yes, yes. Hello, boys. Welcome to to the match review of today's thumping 3-0 victory over the Gap Football Club. It's a great result. Really happy with how we played. I was concerned at the start of the day that we may have taken these boys lightly, which we can do. If we drop off even just 10%, it makes a difference. This is quite a close competition, and if you drop off even a fraction, that can give another team the opportunity that's going to let them score. And even the bottom place team that they are, the Gap, they can skunk around for a whole game and make it difficult for you to score. Scorers with Hobb in the 14th minute, getting what was his first, the game's first, but no doubt he's not the last of his goals in the under 16 format. Lukey Payne getting on the score sheet with a tap in generated from a shot from outside the box off a free kick by Griggsy. And then Isaac Pask getting in there, 53rd minutes. Let's not talk too much about the celebration. Magnificent though it was. Great punctuation mark for his goal. Look, we dominated them in terms of possession, 55% to 45. We can clearly see that if we bring the passing strings up, which I'll bring up now, so we can see as is becoming our pattern, which is even more impressive, we link together 25 passages of 3 passes or more, okay, compared to the Gap, who generated 14. All right. Now that can be a bit of a deceptive figure. We generated 6 or more passes on 4 occasions, with our longest passing string being 11. They did that twice, and their longest was 7. So we definitely dominated the passing. We've got some footage of that we can illustrate, and they were trying to pass the ball around. They made the field really big. And a lot of those passes were just then going sideways, centre back to goalkeeper to centre back to wing, and then losing it in the middle of the pitch. So good all round. We had 18 attempts at goal from that. We managed to create 15 shots compared to their 9 and 9. Now look, that's a deceptive figure because it makes it look as though they were more in the game than what they did. I didn't really think that they had a high XG chance personally. A lot of their shots were just, having a crack from outside the box. And they were shots that a goalkeeper of mixed caliber easily snaffled. We ended up with corners being 4 to 6, free kicks 15 to 12, although the free kicks would have been very different had the referee taken a different view to shirt pulling, because I swear to God, I thought they must have thought they were a bunch of women at a hen's night the way they were trying to rip boys' clothes off. It was really quite was an ugly spectacle for the game. 9 fouls to 13, we strung together, and this is that passing dominance and possession I'm talking about, 228 passes. So realistically, we are consistently averaging well over 200 passes a game, which is excellent. It's the kind of football we want to play. When we combine that with our press, it allows us to control the game. It allows us to take the physicality out of it to a large extent, which is very relevant when you play some teams. Um, they strung together 169 passes, which, par, even a team that is having difficulty hanging on to the ball gets about 150 away. We had 17 minutes in possession to their 14, and we won 145 possessions to their 146. It was a very scrappy, ugly game. We did work hard to get the ball to foot, but when we did get it to foot, we made best use of it. And I will illustrate some of that when we get to the review slide shortly, which is now. So, the review slide. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover some of the segments of play. I've gone through and analysed the game. That's how much I love you, boys. Gone through and already analysed it. So, to start with, 804, this was one of... Get you out of the way. Come on. 804. This was one of my favourite bits of play of the game, okay? Okay, so the ball goes. I'm just going to stop and put the sound on. You won't be able to hear the sound, but I will. It just makes me feel a bit happier. Benji gets the ball and just plays it back. Max to Griggsy. Now, Griggsy could turn, but he realises that we want to consolidate the possession, so goes to Francis. Francis gets the ball, finds Lukey Payne. Lukey Payne just comes inside. Now Griggsy's gone over. Notice Griggsy's gone over to support the run. That's really important. Significantly, Riley has dropped back in. Okay, so Griggsy's left the pocket to go wider. Riley's dropped back in. So this is really great football. Identifies a pass further forward. Benji was everywhere. Okay, everywhere in the first half. Was fantastic. He then plays Luke through. Now, this could very easily have been a goal. The shot comes in. This is beautiful football, boys. It's beautiful football. We've literally got the ball in our defensive third. We've played through. We've ran through. The goalkeeper fends it almost directly into Will. Very unlucky not to have scored there. Okay, like that's beautiful football. Really, really happy with that. And quite frankly, playing that kind of football at this end of the season, it's really, really positive. Now, this is significant. Hang on. I've just got to go back a tiny bit more. Okay, so what's relevant here, and I've got to go back a tiny bit more. What I'm highlighting here, now Benji's on the ball, he's driving. He realizes, and what we can't see, okay, so what we can see, gap, purple. There you go, I can circle them in purple. So he knows that he's got, I think at this point in time, it might well have been Mayel. We're using Mayel a bit more sparingly because he does a lot of running, because he's playing up at striker. He's doing a fantastic job up there. But it does take it out of his legs, particularly when we presses three players. So Benji's dribbling into this pocket. Okay, so this is what he's doing. He knows he's got Mayel there. But as he dribbles through, he realizes this guy's driving really hard and he's going to shut him down. Okay, so he doesn't really have much of an opportunity. This guy's going to come across and smash him because it's just kind of all the gap can do, really. So he pulls the ball back. Now he realizes that our attacking options are Mayel. So we've got Mayel there. Mayel is besieged by four gap defenders. Even Luke out on the left-hand side is marked. And Major is on the overlap. Will's recovering. So he realizes we don't have attacking options. So rather than give away the ball with a very poor, for a very poor low percentage opportunity, he recycles it. Okay, really good. Will comes over. Now we move it to Riley. We get the ball to Luke, and from here we get across. Now look, this defender, this is bouncing in the middle of the goal box. It's a great cross. So the point is, what we have done is we have gone from Benji dribbling into four players, and earlier in the season we would have gone boot and done and tried to make something happen. Instead, he's just recycled the ball. We've switched it to the other side, got a cross in, and that's a great scoring opportunity. Okay. Fantastic. Really, really happy with that football. I hope that we're seeing and appreciating the difference that it makes when we play this kind of football. We're now going to go forward to this is another section. Okay, so the balls, what we did a little bit earlier. Okay, so there's nothing on. We've managed to get the ball. We've won the ball. Rather than press the advantage, we go back to Francis. Francis plays it over to Max. Max stacks up. This is beautiful. So now we've got, notice, we can go up the middle, but Major by drawing out to the right-hand side, he takes this guy with him. And what that does is it creates space. So by Major running out this way, and Max is on the ball, he's got time on the ball, he can look up and survey his options. But Major is opening up that central challenge. These guys are coming across. Max realizes he's got time. They're all going across. So all their momentum is running across this way, because we're running a switch. What this opens up is it opens up a great space to find Benji in here in this pocket. Now he will probably be have the goal have his back to goal, but he can pivot if he's good enough, and he generally is. Nope. Okay, that's fine. We go over to Major, and that's good. Major goes straight back, and we've got exactly the same opportunities. And now we go to Benji. And then we win it again. And what do? We go, you know what? Bugger it. Let's just go back to Mick and rebuild. Perfect. Like, it's really, really good. We couldn't get through. We asked the question, couldn't find the way through. That's fine. We'll go back and have another go. This breaks teams down. Like this mentally disintegrates teams because they just spend all their time chasing the ball. They're expecting us to play this bullshit basketball style football that a lot of teams in this competition play, but we're not doing that. Okay, we're maintaining possession and we'll have another go. We'll come back. So let's pull it back. Let's get the space again and let's play through you a second time. And yes, you can chase after the ball because, well, frankly, we've got it. Okay, so really, really happy. We will roll it through from here. So we draw them all out, mix on the ball, squirrels around, love that. Opens up his body, finds Max. Max is very much our quarterback. And then he goes over, finds Riley. Luke brings it down, finds Francis, plays it through to Riley, Riley to Luke. This is great football, guys. Let down by that pass, but the point of the story is that goes through, but then it goes straight to Mayel. But really, really good possession-based football. Like really happy with that. So I've got one more section of this that I wanted to play. And the good thing, what I like about this is this just highlights the advantage of recycling the ball if you've got a corner. Traditionally, we go in, we have a corner, and we bump it up. And if we don't score off the corner, then we just don't really do much. Okay, so Benji's got the ball. Now he's realised at this point in time he's got someone all over him. His back's to goal. He's very likely to lose the ball. And even if he can regain the ball, it's an awkward shot because there's so much traffic between him and goal. So he just passes it all the way back to Franny. Franny's on the ball. Franny dummies a couple of different ways. Finds Luke. Luke steps through because they're Muppets. Probably overplays his hand. Benji gets the ball. Okay, let's recycle. Let's retain possession. And Riley switches the point of attack. Unfortunately, Isaac overcommitted a tiny bit, and that's fine. But the point of the story is we've created additional opportunities after the corner, as opposed to just turning over the corner, or worse still, turning over the corner and having them break back at us. Okay, so really, really impressive. Really impressive to me. I love that new aspect to our play. It's excellent football to be playing as we approach finals. So I gave us a big tick, okay, on the match summary in terms of can we retain the ball across multiple phases. We did a fantastic job of that. I'm not going to break it down on the video, but challenge one, can we create good opportunities and finish early? I think we did that. I mean, Hobbsy's chance, bang, he put it away. Lukey Payne, probably a tap in, but he reacted first in the box, and that's why he scored that goal. And Isaac, look, honestly, that was just it was a classy finish, Isaac. You should be very proud of that. The last things that we're going to go across will be just talking about our press. Look, it's a forgiving game for our press because, the Gap, without being disrespectful, they're not the strongest team in the competition. But what they did do was they did a good job of spreading the ball wide. I suspect that they've been watching us a bit, if I'm completely honest, because I heard them talking a lot about Griggsy. So they've obviously identified that Griggsy's the fulcrum about which we play, and they were basically intent on bashing him, really. Okay, so this situation. So I like this because they have this. What they're doing is they're splitting. They're making Mayel, or our striker, and in this case it's Mayel, split between these three guys. That's what they're trying to do. Benji's here marking this bloke who's calling for the ball. Now, the thing I like about this is if we're in this situation and they're that spread, okay, and they've just got the ball back and it's gone to their keeper, we need to get reorganised, all right? So Mayel, in this situation, just sort of go to the ball, cut over to here, because what we really want to do is arrest the ball, and then we can get the situation where if we want to go man for man, Benji can step up, 10 can step up. But in this situation, we really, just the one striker, push them one way or the other. So force the centre-backs left, force the centre-backs right. Mayel's done the right thing. He's forced them back to the goalkeeper, and then we got to swap over. It's a lot of running. You can see the advantage that we have of having, if we reset, you can see the advantage of having two in the press and pressing man for man across the top. Okay, but that means that Benji's going to have to be here, Mayel there, and then we can drive them because they don't have the opportunity to kick out. Okay, so this is 12 minutes 50 in. If we go back to the start of the game, they literally, I mean, the first 2 minutes, go back and watch it. They could not get out of their half. We'll then go forward to 15:27. Something they did a good job of was just spreading the field with their centre backs to make our press difficult. Okay, so here we go. Now Mayal stepped up. Will is staying out at this point in time. Marking's not really flash though. Okay, if we let it go to here, if we have a look, and you can see up if you look up higher. So this is where we're 13 minutes in. Our press is really broken down on this particular play. You can see people pointing. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that there's another one of them here. And then Madge's over here. But we've got Griggsy and so what really, I mean, Riley here, we've got Luke Payne here. So Riley needs to be stepping onto this guy. Really, Benji needs to be stepping onto this guy, and Griggsy can be further back as the defensive midfielder in this particular situation. But as it turns out, what we've got, a spare man, which is Griggsy. So if we watch it roll through, now we're going to have to watch this because when we're playing teams like Lions, they love bombing it up. I'm happy you're bombing it up because, all of our back four now are competent with their head. So if you look at our starting back four, Major, Luke Payne, Max, Francis, Zach, all very confident in the air with their head, which is really important. Because we did this all day long, won that, okay? And that's what we weren't when we last played Lions. We fell apart, quite frankly, with them going long, and we just couldn't get our head on the ball, which meant that there was just long ball, non-stop balls through challenging our keeper. So in this situation, this is the last one of the press. It's the last section of the video that I'm going to cover. I don't want to make this a torturous match video. So in this situation, okay, so here we are. So this situation, I think if you're the striker, and in this case it's Mayal, he's done some. It's the start of the game. We pulled him off a few minutes after this because he does a lot of running. Brought him back in at the end. Mayal's best if we can keep him fresh. But in this situation, you kind of just want to manipulate your run just to slow them down rather than let them, treat you like a sheepdog. So with the keeper at this point in time, just hold up and let the keeper have the ball at his feet. See, he's got the ball at his feet now. So once he's got the ball at his feet now, he's not going to be kicking long, okay, because the ball at his feet. So sometime before that, you want to peel off to split these guys. It cuts that ball out. And it just means, see, right now, because we've overran, it's an easy ball for him to pass, and then they can advance the ball towards halfway, which is exactly what they do when you're not in the game. And it's not an efficient use of your energy. Benji then needs to come out. If we were more and the other thing is, if we drop in, then if you're dropping in and you're around about here, you're still slowing them down, but you're saving yourself. You're saving yourself some miles, and then you're giving Benji a chance as the 10 to come in and support you by taking this bloke, because we're marked off across the place everywhere, and then they're not advancing the ball as easily. We've got man for man on their centre backs, and they're either going to go back to their keeper or just try to boot it long. So we've got a little bit of work to do. I think what's happening is we're getting a little confused as to whether or not we're going to press with like man-to-man across the top, or whether we're going to press with a three-man press up top. The thing I don't like about the three-man press up top is it puts a lot of load on the striker. But if we're in this section of the field, we probably just need to hold them up, okay? Because I don't want to go man-to-man if they've got the ball in this part of the field, because that just creates gaps and space up the pitch. Going man-to-man across the front five in the press works in their defensive third. But in this situation, they're out of their defensive third. So we just need to have a more circumspect front three that allows the centre-backs to double up on the striker and cut down on that space. All right. I suppose the last thing we'll talk about is just a quick, it's gone off, hasn't it? Maybe a quick glance at the quick glance at the table, hey? I think we need to start. I'm comfortable. I have all season avoided talking about the table. But now I think it's important. Realistically, every game we play from here until the end of the season is a final. Okay? Every single one of them. And then we need to treat them as such. Because if we look at the table, one thing that happened yesterday, while we were doing whatever we were doing on Saturday, Coomera beat Sanford. Now, I actually think that's a positive because we play Lions tomorrow night, Tuesday night. And that is, honestly, it's almost a free kick for us because if we beat Lions, that pulls us level with Sanford on 36 points. And then that means if we can defeat them at home, okay, if we can defeat them at home at Lantham Park, then we can actually go ahead of them on the ladder. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that they could actually drop out of the top four. I do have a table here which is tracking the close of the season. We'll see if I can zoom it up a tiny bit. So this here shows, yeah, I'll zoom it right up. This shows the remaining fixtures. So Sanford still have to play Lions and North Lakes. We've got Sanford, and we've got a challenging run home. We've got Sanford, Coomera, Lions, and North Lakes. But Sanford, we beat them. Lions will probably beat them, and North Lakes would beat them based on form, which could well mean that they will only get 3 more points for the balance of the season if we beat them. Okay, so if we beat them, they only get 3 more points. That puts them on 36. That would put them on 39 points. However, we would already be ahead of them because we beat them. If we get points against Lion, we go to 36. We then beat them, we go to 39. And then all we'd have to do would be to get a point out of the remaining 3 fixtures, and they can't catch us, especially Coomera. And Coomera away is one we have to beat because, you know, those Coomera boys, they are chasing us. So every game from here to the end of the season is a final. And then if we can get enough points, we make it to the proper finals, which is, in my opinion, it's where we belong, given the season that we've had, given the football that we're playing. It's just a question of whether or not we choose to do that. Boys, that's it for me tonight. Thanks very much for your efforts. I'm really, really pleased with the football we're playing. And I really look forward to seeing what we can take from the back end of the season. I'll see you Tuesday night. Stand by because there will be a Lions match preparation video tomorrow.